I don't hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
And we're live.
Yeah, man. What's going on, man? So I'm gonna start off, man, by talking
How
about
Dave Chappelle got ran up on by this comedian, ducked it, and they lumped the guy up.
not quite.
Okay.
Not quite. We'll get to that though. He got it. Hey, why you bullshit, man? He hit old Dave pretty good though, man. Like
he ain't hit Dave.
Man, he almost ran through old Dave, man.
Dave looked like he juked him real quick.
No,
the
man.
One I saw, it looked like he caught him a clip. Dave got up pretty slow, but he got up. Yeah. And then they took the dude to the back, and then
they say he had like a replica gun or something, man. They said replica. What that mean? A fake gun? I thought replica mean like it's a gun. It's just a different brand or something. Like replica mean I guess
like
it was
a fake gun, but it had a blade in it. Like so. The intentions would be to stab. There's a replica gun, but it had a blade in it. So the intentions was like to stab, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, but that's not what I want to start. Start it off with though, man. I want to start off by telling everybody, man, that I've been like on the last probably 10 to 12 shows we done, man. I've been kind of like tilted to the side a little bit, man, like this, and people may not know why I was doing that, man. But the reason why I was doing that is because part of the last year, I've been missing a tooth, man, on this side. I just want to let everybody know I'm back, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm back smiling. Everybody know I laugh, but I've been laughing like to the side a little bit, man.
I think the YouTubers would have saw it because I think the YouTubers maybe saw it.
Oh, they already saw it. I know people saw it.
Right.
But, I was trying to, dim the light on it a little bit, man. I know it was seen, you know what I mean? But I just wanted everybody to know, man, I'm back. I'm back in the fight, man. I had to get that out. I should do a whole episode on that, but we're not going to do that today.
We can. A whole episode on your tooth? We can. Why not, man?
And the last thing, man, is like I'm traveling tomorrow, man, right? Traveling overseas, and I wanted to just say, man, this COVID shit is still real, man. When you travel somewhere outside the United States, man, besides Hawaii, it's crazy, man. I got to go through so freaking much still, from app to app to app. Like you got your own app, you got to do already. Fill all that shit out, put all your information in there from your COVID test, from your everything in there, your booster, everything, and then on top of that, you get to the airline and they got a freaking app.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They want you to do a different app and then add that same information in there again that you already put in there. So, man, it's crazy, but got to do what I got to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Got to do what I got to do.
Thanks, man, because I'm going to be traveling to Rhode Island soon, so I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. You can probably drive that, huh?
Nah, man, I ain't about to drive that. I don't feel like I'm flying. Yeah, I'm flying out there.
45 minutes?
It's like an hour and a half. It's an hour and a half long flight. It's a 7-hour drive.
I wouldn't drive either.
I don't feel like driving. It's an hour and a half long. So I started the virtual. Well, I start the virtual courses for SCA next Monday.
Nice, man. Get that knocked out.
Yeah. So I'm in week 6.
You got some fun with that.
Yeah.
You're going to have some fun, man. It was good.
Yeah, I'm in week 0, man. Good. Did anything else happen for you this week?
Yeah, well, a couple of things, man. We had an all hands call, man. That went kind of south a little bit, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a new world now, man. A new time right now, man. And like you really have to watch, what you say and how you say it now. Like because it's easy to be construed as being disrespectful, even though you may not be trying to be disrespectful. You're trying to get your point across, but you better think about what form you're in. When you're trying to get your point across, especially with some, higher ups, you know what I mean? So, kind of went a little bit south, man, but we brought it back and everything. And I'm the SEL there. So it's kind of like, I'm standing up there. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It just happened type stuff, but it all worked out at the end. I think we learned from it. I learned from it. They learned from it. So hopefully, everything's good now, man, but it was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So I almost want to start a new segment on this podcast where we name the salacious episode title that we were going to use instead of the one that we use. So for instance, right, we did an episode called the one about Desron ship visits, right? couple episodes ago. It was called the one about Desron ship visits, right? Now, last week, I thought the perfect title for last week's episode would have been the one about McPond ship visits, right? But I just thought it was a little bit too salacious. So we left it alone and we tried something different, right? But it's a lot of titles like that I like that we've had that, you know, I felt like would have been like salacious, right? But so I'm going to SEA, guys. Wish me luck there. I know I'm probably going to have a lot of people reach out. Hey, you want to know this? You want to know that? I'm going in kind of like, you know, like when you watch a movie and then you like don't want to see the previews, or like an album you really want to hear come out and you don't want to hear the singles. That's kind of how I'm going into SEA intentionally. Like I'm good on everything, and I appreciate everything that people already told me. All right, so I hate to start this off this early, and I think this would kind of sets us off sometime in a bad way. But I got another poop story, man, and I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry about it. I hate it. I should be more like older than this, more mature. I really should. But I always think like this would make like somebody CMC listen to it and be like, yo, who are those guys? You know, they don't even get to like the hero of the day or something like that. All right, but look. Nothing really happened this week. It was a normal week for me. I'm in week 0 for Blackboard for SEA, right? However, today, when I went to make a head call, I went to the bathroom, right? I don't like going to the bathroom in a stall. I don't like how you backing up, Damon. It seemed like you're trying to get out of this story, man.
No.
Like I might need your insight. But like, I don't like going to the bathroom in a stall with somebody else when they go into the bathroom. You know, when they pooping, right? Let me take a break in my thought real quick. Gym etiquette. People need to work on their gym etiquette, right? That's all I'm going to say about gym etiquette. Another break in my thought. I'm a firm believer that people should do what they want to do. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm talking about in life, period, right? It's a real reason why I'm saying that, but I'm not going to get into that or whatever like that. I'm just talking about in life. We are here. We should do what we choose to do in life. Nobody should be able to control that, right? That's just me and my thoughts, right? All right, let me get off of that. All right, poop, right? So I go to sit on the toilet or whatever, right? Where I'll go make a head call. And I'm like, like, it's a dude in a stall. I'm like, man, I'm gonna just wait. I'm the kind of person that's like, yo, I'll wait till this person, leave because this one feels like it might be some volume. This dude was going off though. Like I didn't even like, yo, I was almost like discouraged, bro. Like this dude was like, yo, this the loudest farts. And I'm thinking like, yo, how much fart is in your head? Like, is it any... Is there any shit? Like, how much fart is in your damn stomach? Like, this fool was farting, bro, for like 2 minutes. And it was loud as hell, bro.
Oh, man.
So I went from being frustrated with this dude to having a general sense of admiration for this dude. Like, yo, who is this dude? Right? So I looked down at his shoes and I know somebody else. This is what I'm saying. Like, I know another one of our listeners. I know you had it, like, try to hurry up. Like, I'm like, yo, I can't leave before this dude. I have to find out who this man is. Like, this is a real dude right here. So I'm like trying to like, so I see the shoes. So the next time I see the shoes, because long story short, I didn't make it out in time, right? To see who this dude was. Like he got out, like when he got out the store, I'm like, I got to hurry up, boom. He got out, he washed his hands real quick, and he got up out of there. And I was a little upset because I didn't get to see who this dude was, right? But that brings me to my first question. Has somebody ever took like a massive dump like that you were so impressed by, bro, that you like just had to see who this person is? Like, yo, who is this person? No?
No, I tell you what though, man, like just the story itself is like crazy, man. That you came up with this brilliant ass story like this, but but I'll say this, man. I am like that too, man. If I see like, it depends on how many stalls there. I don't like to go in on side of nobody. I like to, none of that stuff right there. But man, like,
yeah, I ain't trying to poop.
It kind of throws me off a little bit when no one has like maybe he didn't think you was in there. Maybe he didn't see you in there. So he think he was in there solo.
He was in a handicap joint too, so he had space.
Oh,
his legs wide.
he had that room in there,
legs
man.
He was relaxed.
He
bro.
was getting it in, man. He was getting it in.
I'm telling you though, it was funny because I really was like, yo, like this ain't gonna be good. I feel bad. Like I don't even want to go through this. And like he like welcomed me. He like welcomed me with open arms in there, like just. Boom! Like it was crazy,
blowing
bro.
it up, man.
Yo.
You ain't throw no like, you know, he had something there. Though.
I was discouraged by this dude, yo, because it's like, yo, if I say something, what he going? He probably gonna let one off for me, man. Like them things was like, I don't know if he was like, because if I was him, I would have been like trying to control it. Like, yo, it's somebody next to me. I need to have a little bit more decency. Like this dude
flush it or something at the same time.
Yo, no. Like the flush it at the same time with his jaw was like would have overpowered the flushing. It was bad. I'm telling you, it was bad. It was crazy, man. And I really wanted to see. I know he got blue sneakers. I saw all the sneaks, man. Like anytime you got to lean your head down to the star just to see, like, who is this person? Like I actually did all that. Man. But yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on though, right? A whole lot of stuff going on, right? Trying to get us off my like fourth poop story of this of the lifetime of this podcast. I'm trying to smooth us away from that. It is Mental Health Awareness Month, right? And then we'll do that sanity check later. I want to do a little sanity check with you later. It's also Mother's Day weekend this weekend. You know what I'm saying? And I know rest in peace to your mom.
Yes.
So rest,
and grandmother too, man.
Rest in peace to your mom and grandma. Rest in peace to both my grandmas and my stepmom. My mom and my mother-in-law. Me and Angeline, we gonna figure out what to do for them. Spouse Appreciation Day is Friday. So since I don't know when we're gonna release this episode, I do want to say Spouse Appreciation Day is Friday. You got plans?
I'll be flying, man. I'll be in the air.
That's a good excuse, man.
I'll be in the air tomorrow, man. Flying it out.
Real good excuse, man. Did you tell Ella that Spouse Appreciation Day was Friday?
Nah, I didn't tell her. Now I guess I'll tell her today.
You probably should, because I know she listened to the podcast. So
yes, she does, and I want to thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. I got to keep you straight, man. You my guy, man. Like, why would I? Like, come on, like, no questions asked, man.
Oh man.
And Asian Pacific Islander Month it is as well. Asian Pacific Islander Month, one of my favorite months and one of my favorite heritage events that we do. I love that event. Like, I love it. Shout out to all my Asian Pacific Islander friends, everybody. I know somebody's like, just say it. Just say mafia. Just say it. Just say shout out to the mafia. Shout out to the mafia. Shout out to the mafia. My guys, man. National Fitness and Sports Month, right? So one of my challenges, right? And it's not, I'm going to be straight. I'm going to be honest, right? This is not a challenge for me because I have SEA in a month and they weigh us in and do a BCA the first day of SEA and you can't complete SEA. This is not why this is a challenge, right? This is a challenge for me because it's Fitness and Sports Month. But my challenge that I made to myself is to work out every single day this month, to do some form of exercise every single day this month, right? So that's my challenge. It has nothing to do with the fact that the first thing that happens is we get a BCA when we go to SCA. Nothing to do with that at all.
I got a story about that, man.
What's your
story?
About
my weigh-in at BCA, man.
I mean, I know you didn't have an issue, so.
No, didn't have an issue. But it was one of my first times ever getting taped.
Oh, you got taped?
Right. I never get taped, right? But I know you remember this, but I had the surgery. Right. I had the surgery November. I ended up going to school in February. So it was like 4 months between, but I wasn't working out or anything. Right. But I mean, I still wasn't big, but I got taped. Okay. What it is. But dude, hey, I raised my shirt up, dude, for the tape. And the guy that was doing it, like, oh my, dude, you shouldn't even be here. Type. He wanted like they look, he brung people like another person in to look at it and say, man, he should probably not be here type stuff. You know what I mean?
Shit, yeah.
It was still kind of fresh. You know what I mean? It was still kind of, it wasn't oozing or nothing, but it was still like there. But I told him, I'm good, man. Like I'm good. But it was like the dude, like he called somebody else over there to look at it, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was crazy.
Because you still cut up and they do PT,
yeah,
PT and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. That was the biggest reason. But I had, my light duty chick.
Yeah. That's good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
You're gonna love it.
So let me start. Let's start off with a little bit of appreciation, right? Let's go to appreciation first, right? So I'm gonna send out a real quick early shout out, and this I don't think for the listeners, it's probably not gonna be too long a podcast, right? We're gonna get in, we're gonna talk a little bit, we're gonna get up out of here, right? It's a Cinco de Mayo today, the day that we're recording, and I think tacos are to order. But Quizlet, right? I'm gonna send a little shout out to Quizlet, the creators of it. Everybody involved, the whole team over there at Quizlet. Military appreciation for Quizlet. You know what I mean? And just for helping me study. Whenever I need to study, I'm on Quizlet. You know what I mean? Whenever I need some information, when I was studying in EAL, I actually paid for Quizlet. I made my own flashcards. And then this could also be called the if you know segment, because if you know, if you know the value of Quizlet, and what was understood don't need to be explained. You know what I mean? So Quizlet guys over there, we men, women, and everybody over there, we appreciate you, Quizlet. What about you, man?
Man, love Quizlet. Love it.
Right.
Love it. But to be honest with you, man, Quizlet let me down I just took this test, man. Quizlet let me down, man.
Yeah.
I just want the world to know, man. Let me down a little bit, man. I had this.
Was you still doing an NKO when you took the test?
No, this wasn't no NKO course. This is my master's.
I try to get you. I try to trip you up.
Yeah, it kind of let me down a little bit. But hey, I had to do a little more reading than I wanted to do, but I've worked it. It worked out for me. But Quizlet could have helped you a whole lot that day.
Do you pay for Quizlet?
No,
so you just keep so you just Google it. You Google the question, and then they and
it pops up, but it wasn't. Yeah.
You ever get the wrong answer like that for Quizlet? You ever
No, I haven't. Quizlet, have you?
Yo, I've Googled Quizlet, right? So I've Googled a question, because you got to Google the entire question, right?
Yeah.
So I've Googled a question in Quizlet, and this to study. This got listeners. This is so I could study, right? So times I'm studying, I might Google a question for Quizlet, and then it's where the hell does the answer at? You know what I'm saying? Because it's let's just say, for instance, right, it's the DoD Cyber Awareness Challenge, right? Let's just say that's what I was using Quizlet for, in which, it's not. But let's say I am, right? But it's the Cyber Awareness Challenge from 2020. So it's not all the updated questions, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm damn.
Yeah, man.
I mean? So, but
I'm with you, man.
Yeah, so but shout out to Quizlet. Quizlet has helped me all serious. To be super serious. EAL, if you're studying for EAL and something like that, go on Quizlet. It's over 700 flashcards. It's over because anybody studying can make these flashcards, right? So if you DDG, you studying for EAL, you could go there. If you CG, and then they make them as often as they want. So sometimes it could be super repetitive. Sometimes it can't. You know what I'm saying? But with great power comes great responsibility, y'all. So be responsible when y'all using Quizlet. Don't be out there cheating.
Yeah, man. Hey, I also want to throw my shout out to Cinco de Mayo too, man. I got a quick thing, and I'm going to leave it alone real quick, man. Hey, if you run around, saying what you're going to do on Cinco de Mayo and saying this and saying that, hey, go ahead and Google that, man, to make sure you know what Cinco de Mayo is actually for too, because somebody just might ask you, do you know what Cinco de Mayo is? So, and if they do, make sure you at least know something about you. I ain't telling you to go in there and freaking know everything about it, whatever. I'm just telling you, at least you could talk a little bit to it. Because I saw yesterday, I was in this meeting and this person said, I brought up Cinco de Mayo, and it's oh, I just thought it was just a drink.
Yeah,
and didn't know anything. Sure. Didn't know nothing about Cinco de Mayo at all. So it's kind of one of those things. At least know a little bit. You know what I mean? I got you.
It's most holidays we've made that the thing, right? Like it's like, yeah, like St. Patty's Day, like people going to the pub. You know what I mean? Like Cinco de Mayo is you going to the Mexican spot, the some, you know, some Hispanic restaurant or something, and you getting some
it's already set up too for me tonight, bro.
Oh, you got it ready to go, huh, man?
Yeah, man, I'll be there. I'll be ready for that trip tomorrow. I'll be sleep a whole flight.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a great day. I was, man, I had plans to go to the gym after this, and then like Angelina was like, "Yo, so Cinco de Mayo, right?" I was like, "Oh man, yeah, for sure."
Yeah, you gotta go do a couple push-ups now, man. Get that workout, a little bit of workout in.
So, listeners, hate to tell you this, but already day 5 of my workout every day month is gonna be a day that I work out. Just give me strength, guys. Give me strength and give me some support, man.
Only day 5.
Give me strength and support. All right, so let's go over this. I'm gonna talk about our hero of the week. Our hero of the week, who was a sergeant at the time of action, right? Joseph Charles Rodriguez, right? And I'm gonna read the citation. So, hero of the week, Sergeant Joseph Charles Rodriguez. Sergeant Rodriguez distinguished himself by conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty in action against an armed enemy in the United Nations. Sergeant Rodriguez, an assistant squad leader of the 2 Delta platoon, was participating in an attack against a fanatical hostile force occupying well-fortified positions on rugged command terrain. When his squad's advance was halted within approximately 60 yards by a withering barrage of automatic weapons and small arms fire from 5 emplacements directly to the front and right and left flanks, together with grenades which the enemy rolled down the hill toward the advancing troops. Fully aware of the odds against him, Sergeant Rodriguez leaped to his feet, dashed 60 yards up the fire-swept slope, and after lobbing grenades into the first foxhole with deadly accuracy, ran around the left flank, silenced an automatic weapon with 2 grenades, and continued his whirlwind assault to the top of the peak, wiping out 2 more foxholes and then reaching the right flank. He tossed grenades into the remaining emplacement, destroying the gun and annihilating its crew. Sergeant Rodriguez's intrepid actions exacted a toll of 15 enemy dead. And as a result of his incredible display of valor, the defense of the opposition was broken and the enemy routed and the strategic strong point secured. His unflinching courage under fire and inspirational devotion to duty reflect highest credit on himself and uphold the honor traditions of the military service. And he wasn't awarded posthumously. So he was.
We love our heroes, man. We love our heroes, man.
Yeah. If you want to go visit him, he's at Mountain View Cemetery in San Bernardino, California. That was a hell of a thing to do. Uphill throwing grenades in foxholes.
It's crazy.
It's like I'm just picturing it. It's like, sometimes, like I said, like I told y'all before, like I laugh at things that's not actually funny, but I'm just picturing a dude like, we talk about PT and fitness and things we can and can't do, and I'm just picturing this dude just running up like against a barrage of fire and just like throwing grenades and foxholes. Like that's like literal like superhero like fiction, almost fiction type stuff. Like I can't even believe somebody like really did that in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't believe that.
I know, man. That's like extraordinary, man. That's all I can say, man.
Yeah, I can't believe
crazy. That's why we love. That's why we love reading these stories, man. We love reading these stories. It's crazy, man.
You facing a rain of bullets. Like you don't wake up thinking like damn, this is what I'm about to do. You know what I'm saying? That's like some Captain America. Like it's even like you look. Everybody normally when something like that happens, like people normally looking to see who gonna be the person. You know what I mean? But if he pretty much sacrificed himself, pretty much, right? He didn't die, right? But he pretty much sacrificed himself for the greater good of the other people that he was, helping out. So yeah, that's Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. It's pretty dope.
And you know what they gotta be thinking, man? Like I know it happens in the heat of battle. Always something like this happens or something goes down. I don't think when they go out and they do this extraordinary thing, man, they think they're gonna live through it. You know, like I know some people have died, but these guys, like when they do this, man, they think, okay, I'm finna go do this and I'll be right back.
Yo, I disagree, man.
You disagree?
I disagree.
I think they really. I mean,
I don't.
Give me some help on this. I don't think I know. They know the possibilities. You know what I mean? But I don't think they say, okay, man, I'm finna go out here and just when I do this, I'm finna die. No, I think they got confidence in themselves and what they about to go do, and they think they can really get it done. You know what I mean? And live through it like some.
So I agree and I disagree. Okay. I think some of these people make their peace with death. I think some of these people make their peace with death. And I mean, and honestly, I think that's what makes some of these people more heroes. Like we talked about the EM or whatever, who it was flooded in the compartment and he saved an injured person and then like shut the hatch.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That person made peace. That person made peace with, with death for the greater good.
I agree with that.
A bunch of people.
That's a different. Yeah, I agree. It's a different scenario right there. You hit me with that.
Yeah,
that was a different scenario.
Yeah. So some of them, I mean, it's a few others that we talked about, but that was one. I know, the firefights and stuff. Yeah, some people probably think, but even in the firefights, I mean, because like for me, I'm thinking about myself and the shoes that I would be in. When I make one of those choices, and bro, like it would be like at some point, it's like, yo, all right, I'm making peace with the fact that I'm not going to go home to Angeline. I'm not going to be able to say goodbye to my mom, or I'm not going to be able to kiss my mom again. At a certain at a certain moment, like I could see myself like doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like me personally, like as a person could see myself like doing that. What I'm saying is if I'm ever faced with that, scenario and it had to be done, and it's like Peralta, like what Rafael Peralta did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like he made peace with, if I gotta go, then let me protect whoever, can be protected, or whatever like that. And I just feel like, is it a chance that you could still live? Yeah, it's a chance, right? We've seen miracles. But I mean, like, and I'm not even talking about just taking a fatal, of getting hit with nothing fatal. I'm just talking about in the beginning of it all. Like, if we run in this house, it's a suicide mission. But if we don't run in this house, what happens? You know what I'm saying? I was listening to a podcast. Matter of fact, this brings up something that I wasn't even thinking about, but I was listening to a podcast and you heard a story about like the New York, the shooting that happened in New York. You didn't hear anything. So it was a subway. Subway shooting, dude. He was like, they said it was people in the train, that he was in or whatever, in the train, in a car that he was in, right? It was people in a car that he was in. And they were trying to get in the other car, right? And the other people in the other car wasn't letting them in, right? So I was hearing two people debate, on a podcast about this. And one person was saying that I would have opened the door and let the people in, the people that was in distress. I would have let them in. The other person was saying I wouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? And what would you do?
That's tough, bro. That's tough. I think I will have to. Hey, you'll have to make a decision one way or the other. But I will look at it, and I don't know. And like I said, when you talked about this, I heard about it, but I didn't know the details like that. Right? What you just said. So I'm talking about this on the fly. So it's most definitely situational, but it depends on like if was he shooting the people in that car?
Yeah. So like, I mean, like, we don't even got to talk about that story no more, right? We don't even got to talk about that story.
Okay.
You in a train, right? You in a train. Yeah. It's people in one car, and it's people in another car, right? We're not worried about. It don't matter if it's babies or whatever. It's souls in one car and it's souls in another car. You have is people trying to get in the car that's safe from the other car where the shooter is actively shooting at, right? And you can see that through your car, that like it's people knocking on your car, the door of your car that you're safe in. What are you going to do?
I'm going to open the door until I find I have to shut it. So like I said, situational. I think I'm going to try to open it and let people through many as I can. And then I'm going to try my best to shut it then. I just can't see myself. I just really can't see myself. People knocking on the door can't do nothing. Me just standing there. And I know it probably save other people. I probably get knocked out from the back. Somebody saying don't open it or whatever. But I just think, I don't know if I can sit there and just watch people get executed. I don't know.
Yeah. See, I think that's a hard decision for somebody to make because the
really hard.
The opposite consequence to this is everybody running in there, that door being, of course, swung open, everybody running there, the shooter being able to get in there too and shoot the people in there, right? Yeah. That's the risk that, you run. And then it's like, we talk about souls here, right? But it's like, instead of losing 16 souls, now we losing 40 souls, 32 souls or whatever like that. I got you. Yeah. It's just a crazy decision. I was listening to it and they were just like completely like chopping down the one dude who said he wouldn't open the door. They was just killing him like, nah, you messed up. That's why you a coward, whatever they was saying. But it's like, that is that's not as easy a decision that you got to make when you're thinking about the greater good.
Man, that's a hard decision. You like the decision that I heard from one of the guys, like, not to get off topic with this, but we won't even talk about that. We'll just talk about this. If you was in a situation like the hospital, the corpsman, and you had to close that hatch on people, that's down there, man. Yeah. That's tough too. Yeah, it's full of water in the space, and people down there, but you got to close that hatch. And once that hatch is closed, everybody down there is gone. That's tough.
Yeah,
it's a tough decision.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, quick question, right? Navy Liberty events, right? Navy Liberty event. I think we talked about this before, but are they like? What's the status of them? Like where you are? Are they good? Are they fruitful? Do people? Well, here's my question: do people want to attend? And this might just be a question to the listeners, right? But do people want to attend Navy Liberty events off like duty, like outside of working hours?
First off, I will say probably not. Maybe some single sailors, or maybe. But I'll tell you this also, at my command, and maybe because I don't have junior sailors at my command, that a lot of the Liberty events is not out. You know what I mean? I don't hear about these events. My MWR and all these type of people or whatever are over at headquarters, which is on the whole, you know what I'm saying, in Coronado.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm way over here on the waterfront. So I'm not lying. We just don't get the Liberty events all the time. Now, if I look it up online or whatever, maybe, but I stay in a whole nother place. So I just don't get all those events and things like that.
Yeah.
But now, since you bring that up, and me being the SCL there, maybe that's something I'm gonna start looking into though. Cause some people may want to go. I might post it now. I just wasn't thinking about that at the time, but you at least gotta give people opportunity to see it.
Yeah, man. I just was wondering, man. I'm like, yo, do people still go to like, cause like the Navy, like the kind of lifestyle culture, like with MWR and Fleet and Family and stuff like that, they kind of build a culture for you to like be able to cultivate like your own like lifestyle, like as a sailor, like in the bubble without really, we got a commissary, we got the exchange, we got the package store, we got like everything we got gas stations, we got like all of this stuff, on the majority of our bases, or is somewhere in close vicinity to a base or something. I know it's some people at like smaller installations, but we got all of this stuff. But it's like, do people utilize all this stuff the way that they, the way that they can? I'm not going to say the way that they should, but do people utilize this stuff the way that they can? And I don't know. I really don't know, man. And I don't want the Liberty events. I know some bases got like, you could go get fishing rods, you could go rent out. You could go rent out like a bungalow, like little beach houses and like all types of stuff, cabins, like all types of stuff. You know,
I tell you who was big on it though, man. When I was in Hawaii, man, Hawaii had a lot of events going on, and you're right, man. It was right on base. You can go around the corner. You could rent pretty much anything you want, especially when it comes to fish and then deep sea stuff and all that stuff, man. You get right from them, man, right there.
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah, and I think like on Norfolk, like they had like a mini studio in one of the Liberty Centers before. And I think I used to go there a lot. I think they had like a mini sound, like a little place, a jam room or something. Somebody that been there know, but I think it was like a little jam room, like you could do band at and stuff like that. And I think I used to be in there pretty often. So another thing that I was thinking about, right? Like I said, we're not going to be here long, y'all. It's a quick one. Our two biggest stories of the year that made like national news. Well, two of our biggest stories of the year that made national news and like piqued like the attention of the civilians, like you realize they both had to do with like habitability, right? And then like one was habitability of a ship, right? You know, and that's the story G-Dub, and that's the G-Dub, suicides, McPond, somewhere in that story. But a lot of that stemmed from a conversation that had to do with habitability, right? Not the suicides, but just a lot of that, you know, fallout after that, like stemmed from a habitability conversation. Before that, you know, we had the Bethesda conversation. And this made national news with the barracks and everything like that. That was national news. That was habitability. That was habitability, man. And I don't have any points, you know, about that. But like we keep hitting the eyes of like the outside of our Navy bubble, what I would call it. And it keeps being about habitability.
Yeah. And you know, man, like, and it's going to keep happening. Right. And the reason why it's going to keep happening, man, is because, this shit can't happen in 2022, man. You know what I mean? Like stuff that's happening and stuff that these sailors are bringing up. I'm gonna be truthful, man. And I think it was happening when I came in the Navy.
Oh yeah.
But we just wasn't talking. We just wasn't saying nothing. Now it's 2022. This is gonna come out, and if we don't get it together, it's gonna continue to come out, and it's gonna continue to get bigger. So, we need to get in there. I know we doing it, but it's a difference in knowing it and doing something about it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Cause we doing these room inspections. We know, you know what I'm saying? We know stuff ain't the way it's supposed to be. We just got to do something about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, man, you can't get on that back burner and say, okay, yeah, we know about this, but we ain't gonna do nothing to 3 months, 6 months, a year down the road. No.
I'm just tired of us waiting.
We need it now.
I'm tired of waiting until Navy Times find out, man. Like, and then something like happens so
Now.
easy and fast. Like Navy Times find out and like the shit happened and like they call it Navy crimes. We don't want to take it seriously. But that shit, they find out and in like 2-3 days is action. But the sellers, some of this stuff is stuff that the seller's been talking about like forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like now they like don't like, you know, so now like I know some people on some spectrum might be like, yeah, now they could like use Navy Times as a weapon. Don't let people do. Consider what people saying or whatever like that. Listen to what people saying, man. Yeah. Take it seriously. Don't let Navy Times dictate like what we do or whatever like that. Yeah. That like freaks me out sometimes when I see that. Like, oh yeah, they moving a bunch of people off the ship. Like, damn, like they couldn't have just done this before. Like you know what I'm saying? And what's up?
And the thing about it is, man, is like I'm hoping this had an opposite effect on that, man. Like you're right. You're 100% right. Navy Times hit it, shit start happening, right? Now, I'm hoping when a sailor come up to myself and say some crazy stuff, I'll be like, oh shit, I don't want this shit on Navy Times. Let me fucking get this shit taken care of. So I'm hoping that's how it started being too, though. We should be doing that, right? So I'm hoping that once a sailor bring up an issue, we don't wait on that issue because we know that issue can get bigger. So let's take care of this now. Let's get action. Let's let sailors know that we got them. You know what I mean? Like we got them.
And the one thing, and I don't do this that much, but I would love to challenge a person that would be like, well, Because my thought process is, why is it so easy to get these sellers into like housing now, right? Like some form of barracks, hotel, whatever we do, right? NGIS, whatever we do. Why is it so easy to get them in there now? And somebody be like, well, it's not that easy, right? Somebody might say that, well, it's not that easy. It's complicated. This happened. All right. But so why is it so easy for it to happen now?
Speak to him, Domo. Speak to him, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
It's real.
Like if it's not that damn easy, why is it so easy now? now that Navy Times find out. Like if it ain't that easy, like what fucking what yellow tape did we bypass to make it happen now? You know what I'm saying? Like what corners did we cut to make it happen now? You know
Somebody hit us up and let us know. We are curious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We are curious.
And that's not me saying that it shouldn't happen. That's me saying that it should have been damn happened. Yeah. It should have been happened. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like you said, on the other side of the coin is like you said, like I was talking to like this MA1 the other day, and I'm like, yo, dude, it was this dude they were talking about needle gunning. But it's like when you read the civilian like news, like I was reading like NBC and it's like, yeah, it's like constant drilling, it's irritating the sellers. I'm like, oh shit, that's needle gunning. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like every time I got to translate it into like seller talk. And I remember like when I used to like be on a ship and they were like needle gunning on the ship. And I used to hate it. I remember just always hating it. Like, oh man, everywhere I go, they needle gunning. Oh man. But then I would just hit my rack. I would complain about it. Like I would bitch about it, complain about it, be irritated, hit my rack, put my headphones on, wake up, stand watch. They still needle gunning and just be mad. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, which is a great point. Like these are things that's always been happening. And but I never knew. Like, okay, I can tell somebody that I don't like this. like I could be like, yo, this is irritating as hell. So it's just we talk about it, man. It's a theme. It's a theme I've been talking about a lot, but it's just a translation of a different time period, right? And I'm not saying that to make it simple. I'm saying that because that's super complex to me. It's super complex. I'm not trying to simplify it, but it's a super complicated thing because it's different things affect different people different ways, right? Now, the one thing that I do want to say, though, is I think people should do their jobs. To the best of their ability, right? And if your ability is not that good, when you self-evaluate, then talk to people, get help, get training, read books, study, and continue to improve your ability, right? So you could not be fearless. So it's a lot of things because it's not like a one-way street, right? We need great. I was talking about what does the military, what does the Navy look like in 20 years or whatever. We need really good sailors. We need technical experts still, right? We need people that's able to do work. We don't need people that's going to be running from fires. We don't need people that's going to be running from shooters. We don't need people that's going to be running from war, running from missiles, right? We need people that's going to fight. You know what I mean? We need people that care enough to fight. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's almost like put everything on the table, You need this, you need ventilation. We need ventilation, right? We need water. We need water, right? We do need that, right? All right. We need you to, when it's fire training, right? When it's DC drills and DC training and evolution, we need you to listen. We need you to learn. We need you to learn how to be the plugman, learn how to be the hosman, right? Learn how to do shoring, right? We need you to learn how to do it so that when we actually have a casualty, you can actually do it, right? So then now here's the second part of that, right? If it's an issue with the training, right? And it's where everybody kind of need to kind of like fess up and understand what they need to kind of get better with. If it's an issue with the training, don't give up, right? Don't give up on it. We need you to tell people what the issue is with the training in the best way that you can, though. Don't shit on it. There's some of these people are limited to the information that they know. The DC training is like what your second class is, your third. You there a little bit, your first class is there around, but I like, because y'all empower like a lot of junior sellers to give training, right? So some of these junior sellers, though, they only getting training, and I'm going on a tangent, Damon, go ahead. But some of these sellers, they only getting training based off of like another seller that they learn from, that they love and they respect. So like, if you another seller that's not a DC man and you getting training or whatever, don't shit on this person. Like, Because 9 times out of 10, they doing something that they kind of know from somebody else, that they learned from somebody else, that they learned from whoever gave them training and taught them stuff, right? Outside of if they did, I'm not saying everybody like that, but like, don't shit them, tell them like, hey, you know, can we train on this? I'm not comfortable on this. I'm not comfortable on that. But we need people to care, man, like around the board from like E1 all the way, you know, to the commanding officer. Like we need, and this might sound glossy, like I had some Wheaties this morning or some shit, you know what I'm saying? But we like the only way that, because we're gonna talk about something a little bit soon, but the only way that I think we improve all around the board is if everybody cares, right? I hate the dirt bag with the great ideas. Right. And we say dirtbag a lot. I don't even really like that term that much, but I hate the dirtbag with the great ideas. Oh yeah, we ain't fucking doing this. This could be like this. This could be like, well, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, what made you high and mighty? You know what I'm saying? So I don't. Yeah, I know. I'm probably straight. I'm probably hitting on something.
Yeah, man. We see it all the time, man. We see it, and I see it when I was a junior sailor. I see it now as a senior sailor. You got this group. You got that group. You got somebody complaining all the time about not doing something. And man, I know many conversations I done had about things like that, man. Like, but the point is, man, one of the points I want to make about that whole thing is, if you are one of those people that come with the good ideas and never want to do shit, you get ignored, man.
Yeah, eventually,
your voice is dead. You know what I mean? Like you talking, but we all are automatically, I hear you, but I don't hear you, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna listen, but no, man. Like what? Like I will turn that shit back on you. Okay, are you gonna lead this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you gonna do this? No, and I know you're not. So like, and after a while, that's how the conversation become, though, right? Like when I know this person is not gonna do anything, I know this person is not gonna lead this event, but he got this great idea. I start getting defensive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you coming up with a great idea, but I know you're not finna do anything. So I get kind of defensive sometimes. In my mind, I'm thinking that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not finna listen to this shit right now because this dude ain't finna do nothing. You know what I mean? So it's one of them things, man. Like you right though. I know you said care, but I say it's one of those give a fuck. You got to give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You really do, man. And like when you got a team like that, man, that's when you shine though.
Yeah.
When you got a team, when you can sit up there in front of people, you know, you don't even have to even talk much. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember like at one point in my divisions, man, like I had good guys, really good guys, man. They ain't have to talk that much. They senior, like we got it.
Yeah.
We got it. And that's when you know you got a well-oiled machine, man. People who cared about, you know, their work and cared about what people below them and above them about the work they putting out and work they doing. So
yeah, because if you know a million ways to make something better, right, and you don't implement none of those ways, then you don't care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you don't care about it. You just want to sit here and complain. You know what I'm saying? You just want to do that. And like we talked about it before. I've been at many all hands calls with them. Hey, anybody got something? And I'm raising my hand, right? But then they like, well, we need somebody to do it. Who gonna do it? And I'm raising my hand again, like I got it. You know, they like, oh, EM too, like, and then like you might look like a smart ass, but I really care. Like, and those moments is like, I really care. I really want to see, you know, a difference and change. And then my last point, right? And we talk about it sometime, right? And I'm going off on a bit of a rant, but stop trying to bring other people down. You know what I mean? And that's for everybody, up and down. Yeah. You know, stop trying to bring other people down. Like if somebody is motivated and they care and they love this, man, you know, leave them, like take your energy. Like if you're not motivated or whatever, or you've been stained or whatever like that, if you've been stained and you need help and you need some stuff, y'all know we here for you. Like we've been here for you a million times, right? And outside of us as other people, right? I'm sure you got somebody that's here and care for you, but don't bring that motivated person down, you know, based off of, you know, the things that happen to you, you know, are like that motivated person is super motivated, happy to be on a ship, working hard. And you go over to them and be like, yeah, that ain't going to last long. That ain't going to last too long. In 3 weeks, you're gonna see how this shit really is. Like, stop doing that to people.
Man.
You know, stop bringing people down, man. Let them see it. Let them see it. I've been that person that thought like that. So I'm not acting like that's not a real thought. But I've been that person that thought like that. And I can't lie. And I've been that person that waited for the person to come to the realization. And then be like, yeah, I've been over here waiting for you. I've been over here waiting for you to realize that
I want you to get your feel.
Yeah,
I want you to get your feel.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to sit there and tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got to stop doing that or making people think it's not cool to be motivated. You know what I'm saying? Stop making people think you super cool because you don't want no calls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you working on your Eastwise? The real way? It's 2,300, man. Stop doing that, man. That's just my little rant. Man. That's just my little rant.
I'm with you, man. I was on a ship maybe about a month or two ago, man, and this guy was been in the Navy he said a month and a half, man, and he already man, I can't wait to get out. Dude, how you can't wait to get out? You know what I mean? What do you know right now that got you saying I can't wait to get out? You've been on board a month.
Yeah, what happened?
What happened? Good. I know what happened is them sailors.
That influence, man. That influence,
Peer pressure.
Yeah, that influence.
You don't want to excel because you care about what your friend gonna say about you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a go-getter. He's a what's the word the term they use? He's a lifer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All
Joe Navy.
You care about
Joe Navy, man.
Joe Navy. You care so much about that you don't want to excel.
Joe Navy.
Oh, get over that shit, man. Get over yourself, man. Be great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be great.
People
man.
Oh man, he want to be the next McPine.
Yeah.
Maybe he does. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he want to be, this boy want to be a Master Chief so bad. Maybe he does want to be a Master Chief. It's not a bad thing. It's called having a successful career. All right, so you brought me here, right? I didn't want to go here this early, right? I actually thought we would be closing out with this topic, but it's all good. We're going to be all over the place today, y'all. So are you brave enough to be the outcast, right? And that's a question not for you, but that's a question for everybody. Are you brave enough to be the damn outcast, right? So I was listening to great podcast, of course, the other day. It was Don't Give Up the Ship, right? One of the clips he put out. It was just about how it was called This Is Our Fault, right? So that was the clip. It was This Is Our Fault, right? And it's just saying a bunch of shit is leadership's fault, right? And my question is whether you leadership, whether you junior, whoever you are, right? In that case, right, are you brave enough to voice that, right? And know that you're not going to be that popular, right? And I'm not saying that every command is like a cartel or something like that, where if you stand up, I've been watching too much Ozark, right? But I'm not going to say every command is this place that if you stand up and you say the right thing, you're going to be ousted or whatever like that. But it's a lot of times that in your social group, if you do or try to do something right, you're not going to look cool to everybody, right? I don't think anybody that's made a major change, and I'm not just talking about the Navy, of course. I don't think anybody that's really be making major changes look cool to everybody, because it wouldn't be a major change if you did. You know what I'm saying? If everybody walking on one side of the street and you hey, that's a whole nother side of the street that we could walk on. You're the only person over there until other people be oh shit, yeah, yes it is. You know what I'm saying? So when I say outcast, I'm not saying in a scarlet letter, you messed up kind of way. I'm just saying are you brave enough to know at some point you're going to be running this race on your own? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what your thoughts are on that one.
Man, I have a lot of thoughts, man, about it, man. I was actually thinking about this, man. And first thing come on my mind, say, yes, right? But then I started thinking about this for a little bit deeper, man. I'm and I know this probably not how you was trying to go with the question, but I was thinking about the what you have built up, right, over time, that you can go and you can talk about things because people know what you stand for, right? Mm-hmm. So when I say people know what I stand for, so I am okay with standing on the top of the mountain and say, guess what, guys? We'll be here for 72 hours because we got this going on. Yes, you guys gonna be upset about that, but you also know what I stand for too. You know what I mean? And how when it comes to, the team, when it comes to leadership, when it comes to all these different things, that we're gonna get over this too. This is another hurdle that we're gonna get over, and we're gonna keep it going, we're gonna keep it moving. So I say yes. I will. I don't mind, and then I'll just use that example. That probably something bigger than bigger than that. What you're talking about, but hopefully, when I come out and I stand on that mountain by myself, people know what I stand for. Also,
yeah.
But yeah, that's my thought. But man, sometimes we have to make those decisions, and great leaders do it all the time, man. And great leaders always bounce back from them. And that's all it's about, man. Like making your team run through a brick wall for you, man, and be ready to go.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's a lot. No, I'm not saying I don't know about what you're saying, but I think it's a lot of people that won't be the outcast, right? And I'm thinking about like watching like movies and stuff, right? Like when you get like, I've been watching HBO too. I've been watching the show We Own the City, right? But like on like a movie or something where you get like the dirty cop unit or whatever, right? The dirty unit of police. But then you get the one outlier that's like, yo, where this is wrong, and then it's like he's like not accepted, like he not riding in a patrol car with us. We ain't getting donuts with this dude. Like this ain't it, man. You by yourself, you goody two shoes, you this person, you that person. Be realistic. Like it don't happen like that in this organization. Like that's not like it's a lot of things you hear when you looking at trying to do things the right way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking about that other story that we touched on about the Montgomery to COXO, stuff like that. It's hard to just be like, yo, it's hard for people to be like, yo, this is not right. This is not right. It takes a whole lot of bravery. I've seen people do the right thing and like still get get shit about it for years to come. like yeah, they shouldn't have never done that. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just shouldn't have never done that.
I would have never did that.
Yeah, that wasn't loyal. That wasn't loyal. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
I can't believe that. I can't believe it.
And that's rough, man. That's really rough. That's really hard for people. Like that's like, we talking about it like it's an easy, fun topic. That's really, really hard for people to do that. Like it takes a lot of mental fortitude to do that. You know what I'm saying?
It do, man. It do. It do.
So it's funny how we just kind of stumbling across these topics. So since we did talk mental fortitude, right? We talked earlier about it being Mental Health Awareness Month. And I think it's probably the right thing to do just to give you what I would call like a sanity check. Like, how you feeling, man? Like, how's your mental health, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I tell you this, man. I couldn't ask for I couldn't ask for what I got going on in my life to be even better, man. I got it pretty good. I got a great family. Got people who love me, man. I go to work every day. People look up to me to make decisions and do things, and I got it pretty freaking good, man. And I always been one of those dudes that watch TV and see people out there doing really bad, and I'm here gonna complain about stuff. You know what I mean? So I always had that kind of mentality. So I don't let a lot of stuff get to me. I try not to anyway, but some stuff do get to me. But man, I'm doing good, bro. I mean, I'm doing really, really, really good, man. I see the horizon. I see retirement coming, and bro, I'm just so ready, for it. Like at one point in time, man, I don't mean you had this conversation too, and I'm like, man, I want to make Master Chief. I want to do this. I want to do that. But now I'm more like, wherever it lay, man, like wherever it happens. I'm ready for whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever to happen, and I'm looking forward to it. I never like talked like this before because I was like, okay, this. I haven't never kept this conversation like this, but man, I'm so ready, man, for the next chapter too, though. You know what I mean? I wanna make the next rank, but I'm also ready for the next chapter. I'm ready, man. Like I'm ready, man. Me and my wife always talk about it now, man. And she's ready too, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
We ready, man. So how about you, bro?
Yeah. I mean, just to speak on that last piece though, yeah, I think it's a certain piece that you kind of make, you know, there's a certain, you make peace with that idea of getting out, you know, especially like a lot of the, you know, OGs, I'm gonna call them. I got my own kind of thoughts when it come to that, personal thoughts when it come to seeing like the OGs just trying to stay in, man, just to see if they're gonna make none or, you know, do this or do that. I got my own thoughts, you know, it's kind of like that I ain't going out without a fight thing and, you know, stuff like that. But, and we'll talk about it because I got somebody I want to talk to about retirement in one of our upcoming episodes. Because I think some people fear it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that I really want to talk about is people fearing it. But I'm glad to know, you know, you made peace with it. And I appreciate just knowing it's like whatever way it go, you know, because you know who you are. You know who you are. You're going to make an impact. Whatever way it go, you're gonna make an impact. So it don't even, you know, and I hate it when people, you know, I had to think about it because I talked about that on our last episode. We had to talk about just me talking about, you know, it's, you know, decision making time. And whatever way it goes, you know, wherever I go, whatever I do, I'm going there to make an impact. You know what I mean? Like that's just who you are as a person. You know, sometimes that's who we are as people. As far as mental health, man, I'm good, man. No real complaints, except for my dog, man. Saint get on my damn nerves, man. You know what I'm saying? Saint get on my damn nerve, but no real complaints. I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna be a little transparent here. You know, and I need the listeners to kind of cross their fingers, man. I do want to have a kid at some point. You know, I want to have a kid. You know, when we went to the last ship, that was one of my goals, man. You know, when I got there, was to have a kid. And it's crazy because coming off leaving the ship, you know, I was like, that was the last goal I wanted to hit on here. And we were pregnant, you know what I'm saying? And then like to not have the kid, then a miscarriage and stuff like that, it kind of hit, you know? So I just did my midterm and another thing on there again, it was like to have a kid. I want to have a child, you know what I mean? Like that's like a big thing for me. Like who I am and the realization that I'm glad that like it wasn't 5 years ago. You know what I mean? For me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who I am, who I've become now. Shit, I'm glad it wasn't 2 years ago, man. But like, I want to be able to pass this stuff on to like a kid, man. I want a kid that had the best in me and the best of Angeline and stuff like that, man. I really do. You know, Saint has been fun. It's been fun having Saint, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's time. I want a human. Man. I want to have a, and like, I hope that don't sound weird or whatever. Because a child is a gift, you know, and I know that like myself a whole lot. I've known it before the miscarriage and I know it a lot now. Like a child is a gift. And they don't owe us anything, you know what I'm saying? And I would be super appreciative of that gift. That's about the only thing for me that like looms in my head, you know what I mean? I'm always happy when other people have kids and stuff like that. But I can't lie, man. Like when I see kids on TV and stuff like that, I'm starting to get like the itch a little bit like, damn, man, I want a son or a daughter. You know, somebody that I could watch like navigate through this world and maybe be around every now and then. I watch parents like, I'm like, dang, like how would I do this? How would I do that? You know what I'm saying? It's a movie with like Owen Wilson called To the Moon or something like that. And he had to talk to his son about something. And I'm like, damn, that was great. Like in the movies, the dads always just do it the best. But like I want a kid to be scared of like monsters and you know, what I'm gonna say when I go in the room. I don't want the kid to be scared of mine, but if so, like what I'm gonna say. I remember when I used to have nightmares and my grandma, she armed me with a prayer, you know what I mean? And I think that was like psychological, you know, and it, you know, could have as well been spiritual, whatever, but like it really helped me with the nightmares, you know what I'm saying? And I said that prayer for years, like well into like maybe even adult years, you know what I mean? So that's the one thing that's like, you know, for me, that's like honestly at this point, like a point of like completion that I would love to have. I do value, you know, not having to deal with, you know, children, you know what I mean? I value that, but I just, man, like I could just see the joy, you know what I mean? Like, damn, like you could live your life, like you could live like another life, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't try to live through the kid, but it's like, you know, going to the sports games and seeing that growth and stuff like that. Like, dude, like, I mean, you got 3 kids that's in 3 different phases of their lives, and you getting to kind of see a part of it and spectate is great, man. So that's one. Outside of that, man, I'm good. I'm good. And that ain't the like I'm not good. People like I'm good. I'm really breaking up inside, but no, I'm great, man. Me and Angeline, we were going to the couples therapy stuff that we was doing. That was cool. That was fun. We got to call our therapist back because there's been a couple sessions that we missed, but that was really fun, super fun, like super excited about that. And I learned some stuff. I'm a much better communicator. And I'm not. A lot of men I like they be like under communicators. I'm not that. Like that wasn't what I had to work on. Like you know what I'm saying. Mine was more of the empathy and reasoning and the stuff that I talk about on the pod. Like just kind of. Yeah. And it's not that I'm not empathetic, right? It's not that I'm not empathetic. I'm super empathetic. My issue is I don't know how to translate that to you. You know what I mean? Like, like you could tell me something that's just crazy. Like, yo, dude, my mom just passed. Boom, 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 she boom. And I might like snicker, and my snicker is not like I'm laughing at the fact that your mom passed, but it might have been like something you said that I just like thought it was funny, and it's like, yo, this is the worst time to like snicker. Like I'm the worst person in the world, but that's just who I am as a person. And then my response might be like super literal, and it's crazy because I know that I've stood in front of the division, like when people in my family was like dying, and like told my guys. And they probably was like, damn, this dude could just sit here and be this transparent. But it's like, that's just who I am. So when people do that to me, I'm like, like, are you doing this? Are you doing that? And it ain't that I don't care. It's I have a hard time showing it. My brother is the hugger and he'll cry with you and all that stuff. I'm just not like that. But let's talk about a couple things real quick. We got a little personal. We talked about some other kind of topics. So real quick, right? The update on the GW, right? We touched on it, but it's sailors being removed from the ship, and it says the Navy is launching investigations into the GW and shipboard life, right? And we ain't got to go too far with that because I kind of talked about it earlier. What you think about the timing of these things?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of what we touched a little bit of it, man. The timing is it's a little. I mean, I'm glad.
Yeah,
they due diligence and doing the things they need to do to make sure the sailors are good to go.
Yeah,
but the timing looks bad.
Mm-hmm.
It looks bad because of the news and because of the headlines and all that stuff.
It's like,
but at the end of the day,
I said, it's like wild timing. Like, why did we?
Like, what's happening? But at the end of the day, we need to make the correction we need to make. Sometimes I'll rather them make it now than to still make it 6 months. 6 months down the line and say, okay, we move these sailors. No, go ahead and get it done. But you should, of course, we know it should have probably been done a long time ago. But get it done though. Get it done. But
so you basically
the same article.
I'm sorry, but I just wanted to cut in real quick because you basically said a Drake line, right? Because Drake got a line that says, better late than never, but never late is better. So that's pretty much what Drake, we got a little Drake quote on Permission to Speak Freely. Man.
Little Drake. Hey, also I want to say that's very important in that article that you sent me was the fact of leadership in the chief mess. Man, that was very important to me because it said the ship from E6 and below, I think it said like 95% man, and the chief mess was 45% man. Right? I think that's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
45%. They missing a lot of leadership there. On board the GW, man.
Yeah.
And that can
why wasn't 45% man? Just like they're not there, or are they TAD or something? Are you? It just say it was 45% man.
Yeah.
So we need like a little bit more information on that.
Some more clarification on that. Yeah. But that was I saw that and I was like, oh shit, that's a lot, man. 45%.
Yeah, that's stuff. Yeah. So we did talk about it. So we're not gonna stick there too long. It's 2 things that I want to talk about before we go, and that's harp duty and being a Navy coach, right? They did 2 things I definitely want to hit on. But before that, man, so, I gotta go do the PFA, right? I gotta go do it's PFA season, right? And I hate to say this, man, but I'm one of the people whose PHA ain't done. You know what I mean? So I go on prems too. Like, I'm always like trying to be ahead of the curve, man. The email just came out about the 10-week notice, even though we got like 5 weeks, right? But the 10-week notice just came out, right? So I'm like, all right, let me go knock out prems. Plus, I get to see prems too. I'm gonna mess around with this. And I'm like, I can't do nothing in prems. I'm like, what's going on? So then I see the thing that say like, oh, you got to get your PHA done. Now, I done this the virtual PHA 3-4 weeks ago, man. And it said like, and I read, we got like this step-by-step thing. Like, you do this and then you select your PCM, and then it's supposed to automatically send like this message through to like whoever it is to schedule you an appointment, and they'll call you or reach out or something. That's at least what I thought the thing said. I could be wrong. Yeah. I never got hit up about this, right? Whereas my fault is, I guess I should have tried to figure this out before I try to do the prems thing, right? So I call I go to medical. I'm like, yo, I'm not even gonna call. I go to somebody else. Actually, I go talk to the doc at my command. And the doc like, yo, I'm having the same issue with scheduling a PHA appointment, right? I tried it this way. I tried it this way. It's too far out. We got the PFA coming up. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to medical, right? So I go to medical. Something down, like a system down, a program down, or something like that. And I'm like, all right, so let's figure this out. So the HM2, he like, yo, look, take my number, senior, call me at such and such time. I call him at such and such time. He like, all right, I can see that your PHA was done, but nobody ever looked at it, right? Now, mind you, just like a month ago, I did this PHA, right? He's like, nobody ever looked at it. So he's like, I'm going to look at it tonight and I'm going to schedule you an appointment, right? So this morning, I finally went back in through secure messaging, TRICARE secure messaging or whatever. And I see like, all right, I got to go do an audiogram. And then after I do my audiogram, then they can schedule this PHA appointment, right? But, so I'm here to say this, right? And some people might not. Some people might hate me like for this. But it's like, yo, man, like what happened to Doc just saying like, yo, come up here, man. Let me ask you a couple questions. Let's get this done. Why y'all want me to do this, man? Like, why y'all want me to do this? And I got another point, right, with that, but I'm gonna hold off on a point because I believe you had like, what's up with you? You did your PHA?
Same thing, bro. I'm so fucking tired of this shit, man. So, but I can't complain because I let my shit expire, man. So I'm kind of like against the rope a little bit on it, man. Yeah. And my thing expired like March.
Oh, I never paid attention to it. January. You good, man.
So I'm freaking looking at it. I'm like, oh man. So the hit list come out. The hit list comes out, and it said, okay, PHA on. I said, oh man, let me go to the pitch. So I called them up, man, and no, I did the virtual thing like you did. The little thing online, did first. That, and I haven't. So now I haven't got nothing back, but I just did this. Like, so I'm getting them like a week though.
You might as well just call, bro. You might as well. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, like my department head did his, and he got hit. He had to call, and they told him May 16th. Dude, it was like at least 3 weeks to a month, right, man. Yeah. Like that's down the line before he can get seen. So I need to hurry up though, because they hit me with a month PHA, the whole freaking PRT will be over.
Yeah, and it's just a PHA appointment, man. Like it's a PHA appointment. Like what's going on? Like, so the point that I want to make from that is this. It was a time, man, when we was young sellers, bro. And you were a young seller long before me, right? But it was a time when I was a young seller, and the term I used to hear a lot, right, was seller proof, right? We making this seller proof, right? So this is another generation. We just talk about generational gaps and stuff like that. Like, you can't give a seller that you done made shit seller proof for 10 years straight, just all this responsibility to do shit. I don't know how to do none of it. Y'all made everything seller proof for me for 10 years straight. I don't know how to do all this crap. Oh yeah, we're going to take this out of the hands of the PSs now and make you no hate for the PS. We're going to take this out of the hands of the PSs and the YNs. And you guess what? You got control over your own record. Like, yo, I don't know how to do. Y'all done made this shit seller proof for me for the last 15 years, man. Like, man. I don't know how to do any of this.
Like you hit the fucking nail on the head with that shit, man. Everything we doing that they want to do it ourselves, man. We like lost, especially the old heads, man. I'm lost, man.
Yeah, man.
Like the HM stuff going online at Genesis, man. I ain't going on no until I hit that IMR. I'll be real. When I hit that IMR list, I might check Genesis out, find out what's going on. But other than that, I ain't checking. Oh, you can check it anytime.
Yeah, your record. Yeah, they tell you that. Yeah, they tell you.
Yeah,
I want the HMs to know. Yeah, and I want these HMs to know. Ain't nobody doing that. Like you can just check your own record and know what shots you're dinking. Ain't nobody doing that. Don't nobody got time for that.
Be honest. Let's be honest, man. Ain't nobody doing that.
Oh yeah, it's Tuesday. Let me go and check and see if I'm due a tetanus. Ain't nobody doing none of that, man.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way as you about that, man. But it's every single, like, it's like seller proof then turned into DIY, man. And then they present it like so good. Like, oh yeah, now sellers, you have control over your own such and such. Like, I don't want control over it. Like, take it. Like they got a new TSP app coming out. I was cool with like not even being able to access my TSP account unless they sent a letter to my mom's house, man. I don't need no access. Like,
I want to see it.
Like, it is crazy, man. Leave this shit seller proof for me. You know what I'm saying? But that is my one little funny thing that I felt like was wow, bro. But I'm telling you, man, it's everything now, man.
Everything, bro.
Y'all used to get like paychecks, right? Y'all used to have to go get them joints.
No.
You never had to go to personnel to go get paychecks?
No. Only time they go to personnel to get paycheck, we went on deployment, they gave us split payment or whatever. You pick up your cash from there all the time. But I remember the DKs though, which was me gone a long time, the clerks.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in the time. But I remember people always just talk about it. Like it wasn't long though.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. They used to do the actual cash, but no, I wasn't there for that.
Yeah.
That time.
So let me real quick highlight Harp Duty, right? I want to real quick. We got some Cinco de Mayo festivities that I think we all want to get into, right? But let me real quick highlight Harp Duty. So Harp Duty, I got an admin in front of me, so I'm gonna read a little bit just because this was kind of like recently released. And I think it was released because the Blue Jacket Harp has been suspended, and that's due to lack of funding, right? But Harp Duty, I want to talk about it because it's something that I don't remember talking about when I was on a ship recently, but I remember it being talked about to me. So I want us to make sure that we still talk about this kind of stuff. So Harp Duty, right? Hometown Area Recruiting Program, Officer Hometown Area Recruiting Program, Blue Jacket Hometown Area Recruiting Program, Senior Minority Assistant to Recruiting Program, right? So that's called Seminar. Right. So we got Harp, O-Harp, and Seminar. Remember, I said B-Harp has kind of been discontinued for a little bit, suspended. Right. So Harp and O-Harp, right? We return an outstanding Navy personnel to their hometown to temporarily assist local recruiters in locating and enlisting or commissioning qualified individuals, right? Seminar is for recruiting like African Americans, Hispanics, Asian Pacific Islanders, and enhancing the Navy image in these communities, right? So Harp is non-funded, right? Enlisted people return to their hometowns for 12 days, right? This is Harp, right? And that's beginning on Monday, ending on Friday the following week, right? And that's assisting by relating their experiences to people visiting high schools, prior places of employment, community leaders, where peers gather to discuss Navy opportunities while they wearing a uniform, right? Is permissive, you going on permissive, no-cost TAD, or you going on leave in conjunction with PCS orders, right? So that's Harp. 12 days, no-cost TAD, or leave in conjunction with PCS. Blackout dates for Harp, right? Dates you can't do Harp. Week of Thanksgiving, last 2 weeks of December, the first week of January, right? No Harp requests approved, right? Service members requesting to participate in HARP in conjunction with PCS, you got to submit the HARP request to Navy Recruiting Command, right? 6 to 9 months prior to the desired date before your PCS orders are finalized, right? Then Navy Recruiting Command will submit that HARP request to your detailer, And then you are not entitled to reimbursements for any travel, transportation, per diem, or any miscellaneous expenses connected with your HARP duty, right? And so participants, right, you got to get a page 13, right? You got to get a page 13 from your LPO, your chief, signed by the CO, right? And that goes, and that's signed by the CO of the Navy Talent Acquisition Group when you finish, right? To kind of document your participation in HARP, right? OHARP, that's for officers. So HARP was 12 days, OHARP is 14 to 90 days to assist officer recruiters, right? And they go on to colleges, universities, centers of influence, and community events, and they in the uniform of the day too. A seminar, right? That's for minority. It's for us to recruit more minority applicants. So seminar temporarily returns highly qualified officers and senior enlisted personnel, E6 through 06, to their home communities for 20 days to meet with local community leaders, high school and college students to discuss the vast educational, career, and advancement opportunities the Navy offers. And then there's some more additional information. If you want it, you could go to cnrc.navy.mil, and you should review that thoroughly with a mentor or somebody in your command that can help you go through that. But that's HARP duty. And that was something that we used to talk about when I was a young sailor. It was like, hey, why don't you do HARP duty when you go on leave, when you go home, go back to Philly, go talk to people. So I wanted to kind of just talk about it real quick to young sailors that might not know what that is.
Yeah, that's yeah, it was a big deal. I didn't go back and do it though, but I knew about it. Chain of command, actually my DC1 actually talked to me about it also. But I wasn't interested in anything like that at the time. But I tell you what, I'll be honest with you, man. Until you when you put this down as a topic, is the first time ever I heard of seminar.
Yeah. I ain't know what seminar was.
I'm not lying. I never heard of that from, E6 to 06, right? I never heard of that. Senior people go back, in their communities and stuff. I never heard of that before, man, for minorities, right? So yeah, man, we learn something every day. But I tell you what, for young sailors and senior sailors, man, take advantage of it, man. Especially if you plan on going back home, man. Take advantage of these things that a lot of people don't take advantage of or just don't know.
Yeah.
one or the other, man. So take advantage of it.
Yeah, HARP duty, you could do it. If you want to do it, you could do it. That's pretty much what that is saying, right? If you want to do HARP duty, you could do it. All right, so this is pretty much, man, it's like the last thing we're going to talk about. I'm not even going to talk about a book, right? I am reading the BMF book, by the way, after we talked to GSC1. He got me, I was like, you got me reading this damn BMF book now, right? So I am reading that, but I want to talk about this real quick, man. This Navy coach thing. So we talked about just the initial thought process when they were changing the midterms, and we talked about Navy coaches and ENAV fit and stuff like that, right? But we got more information, right? We got NAV admin 10922, right? And that's about Navy coaches, right? So
yeah,
I want to get into this, man. Before that, though, let me go here real quick. Let me go to the FAQs before I get into this to this NAV admin. I want to go to the frequently asked questions. So the first question is, what is my Navy coaching, right? So it says the Navy defines coaching as a developmental collaborative partnership between a coach and coaching partner. The purpose is to deliberately grow, broaden, and sustain development of the coaching partner to enhance performance through personal and professional goal setting and constructive feedback, right? So another question here is, why do we need my Navy coaching, right? And that's a very long answer, right? But the answer is telling you why we need it, right? So the third question is my Navy coaching an official program, right? The first part of that answer is no. It's not an official program. We call it an initiative because we focus on teaching sailors 3 core skills of active listening, empathy, and asking powerful questions, and encouraging you to start engaging in peer-to-peer coaching partnerships, right? Who will be in charge? Since it's not an official program, there's no formal documentation. You can make a log, you could do whatever. Is my Navy coaching replacing midterm counseling? No. How is my Navy coaching different from the career development board, right? CDBs, that's different. You're around a bunch of people. My Navy coaching is kind of like you and a person. They usually offer once per tour every 2 years. Coaching conversations are meant to occur more frequently. Are we combining my Navy coaching with the mentorship program? The answer is that they focus on different things. And then the question is, what is a coach, right? So here's what a coach is, right? A coach's job is to support the coaching partner by providing a framework to guide the conversation, which is the GROW model, right? We'll talk about the GROW model at some point. The coach provides support for the coaching partner's goals, even if the coach disagrees that the goals of the coaching partner has selected are not the right priority for the coaching partner. It is not what the coach wants, but what the coaching partner wants that will help them grow and learn the most, right? Coaches usually actively listen, shows empathy, asks powerful, open-ended questions, focuses on what and how, and keeps the conversation moving forward, right? So, but while we're here, let me kind of go through this GROW model real quick. GROW model for coaching, right? The GROW model for coaching is goal, reality, options, and will, right? So goal, what do we want to achieve by the end of the meeting? Reality, what is happening now? What resources do we have? Options, what idea can we come up with to achieve our goal? And will, what can we commit to? Who will do it and by when, right? So that's the GROW model, right? So now let me get into this. I did all of that for a reason, but it's a million questions on this FAQ. On this FAQ for this coaching, it's a million questions, man, on this FAQ. It's a lot of good questions, right? Like, what does it mean to be more coach-like? Why should I care? That's an actual question. Who is my Navy coaching for? Do I have to, what's peer-to-peer coaching? It's a couple of these questions that like I really wanted to like go through. How do you become a coach? But if you want to become a coach, I'm gonna just put the hyperlink in the bottom of the podcast so people go through. It's on My Navy HR under talent management, My Navy coaching FAQs. But I'll put the hyperlink in there. But I'm gonna bust through this nav admin real quick. Bear with me, please. So it says second call for applicants, right, to become a Navy coach, right? And this is limited to certain places, but like damn near everywhere, right? But limited. So defense, so DOD, inner service, internal coaching training program, right? Coaching culture facilitated course, rigorous, right? So rigorous, right? That's the first word that stuck out to me, bro, is rigorous, right? It's a reason why that stuck out to me. 16-week. That's the second word that stuck out. That stuck out. The second two words that stuck out to me. Virtual program, 31 May 22 through 13 September 22. That's the third thing that stuck out to me. Educate, promote, and foster a coaching climate within their respective service, right? It says the CCFC, right, enhance the performance of every service member and increase warfighter readiness and lethality. There are 12 Navy quotas in this second call, right? And I'm not reading everything, right? Description of the CCFC, 16-week virtual program, 80 hours of coach-specific training, right? Now we validating it, right?
80 hours.
Yeah, International Coaching Federation, right? So the ICF, right? The curriculum got 30 hours of coach training for leadership coach certification, 30 hours of additional coach training, 60 hours required for application for ICF, 10 hours of mentor coaching, 10 hours of CCF specific orientation and training, right? Classes are conducted during work hours on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's the third thing that stuck out to me, right? Well, the fourth or fifth thing or 10th thing, whatever thing. But that stuck out to me, right? Classes are first, hey, wow, before I even finish, who came up with this? Who asked for this? And I'm not even trying to knock it yet. I ain't even trying to knock it yet. But who asked for this? Like, where did this come from?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, man. Like, and it came out of nowhere. Like, again, this goes back to me, myself, and Dumbo asking this crazy question about like why we can't be in that room.
Yeah.
What focus group?
Well, I'm sure this
was associated with this, and why we wasn't in the room, to talk about this, because it came out of kind of like nowhere. Now I know, and I'm gonna be real about this. I know about the mentoring program on how it get It's not the same. I know you guys trying to say it's not the same.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. I understand. Got it. But I do know how it get pushed to the side when you're on board the ship and all that. So I kind of understand. But
well, would you think the coaching program not gonna get? So this came from the same. Yeah. This came from the same group of people that said to take the rate names away. This probably was the same initiative, the 21st century seller. Like, all right,
same focus group.
So let me. If you listen to this podcast and you think we agree with every single thing that happens in every nav admin, I am sorry to like disappoint you because we don't. I didn't know if Damon agreed or disagreed with this, but I'm sorry to disappoint you. We don't. My initial thoughts on this before I even finish reading is whenever we come out with programs like this, I think they good and I think that they mean well, right? But I don't think we think about how we going to execute this fucking program. Like, I don't think we think about like, so let me read where I'm at. Classes are conducted during work hours on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for a total of 5 hours of training per week for the duration of the course. Content includes lectures, the introduction of coaching tools and case studies. That's written weird. Content includes lectures, the introduction of coaching to lectures, the introduction of coaching tools and case studies. Participants must attend at least 80% of class hours live. I know right now reading that it's a couple people chain of commands that's going to tell them that the only time they got to do this is during lunchtime or whatever like that.
I would tell you this right now. It ain't for C duty. That's over it.
Right. You could just
ain't doing it doing C duty. Just clean everybody out. All C duty personnel. You're not doing this program. That's done. So it's got to be a short duty already. We already kind of understand that already.
Yeah. So the selection process will focus on personal statements related to interest in becoming a Navy coach. Right. So you gotta write a statement, which is cool. Military applicant eligibility criteria are active. And TAR, right? TAR, right? So formerly that's what used to be FTS, now it's TAR. So, and that's 03 through 05, W2 through W4, and E6 through E8, right? With a minimum of 3 years prior to end of active obligated service. So, and then it says all applicants, if selected, must also have a minimum of 2 years remaining on station or have the command provided recommendation for an extension to meet time on station requirements. I don't know what that means. I guess that just means like you got 2 years left on a ship, or you did like an obli-serve or something like that, or you might be extended. Because I know what this doesn't mean. This don't mean that you're going to get extended just to be a coach. Like, I know it don't mean that. You know what I mean? You know, it says have command provide a recommendation for an extension to meet time on station. Like, unless this is a bigger program than we think it is. So applicants must be stationed at one of the, and I know things can be persuasive when you hear it on like a podcast, and I don't want to do that to like a seller and make them think like, oh man, like I shouldn't believe in this program because these guys don't, right? Like I said, these programs could work, but it's some questions that we have like right now. Applicants must be stationed at one of the following headquarters. Then it's a whole list of them, right? So just read it when you get a chance, right? Yeah. So you got your letter of intent, an essay style response with a minimum of 250 words for 4 questions, right? So you got an essay style response with a minimum of 250 words for 4 questions. Why are you interested in becoming a coach? How will becoming a coach contribute to your short-term and long-term career goals? What is your commitment to changing the culture of the Navy through coaching? And then describe a prior work experience where you help someone develop a plan and reaching a goal. How did you help them support their progress to achieve the goal? The reason why I took the time to read what a coach was before I started talking about this nav admin, because the whole damn time I was reading this nav admin, I was like, well, what the hell is a coach? Like, what is it? Like, what am I writing this 200? Like, why am I writing 250 words? Right. So it says role of supervisors. Now here's the role for supervisors. Coaching is a learning and development activity and therefore is intended to be accomplished during normal duty hours. That stuck out. So learning and development activities, we could do them during normal duty hours. And I know we can. I've said we can, right? But is that practice on a ship?
Nah.
Is that practice on a ship? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Listeners, tell me. Is that Can your seller be like, yo, I know we got a work list, but I need to go study. And the crazy thing is, I believe that it could be. I remember even my first class is like, hey man, I believe it should be time for that to happen during normal working hours. I just don't think that happens that often, right? And it's times that I don't even think that people can make that shit happen that often, right? I believe it should happen. I've given people time off to study. I've told people to go in a certain space to study. And then there's also been times that I didn't. I ain't going to sit here and be like, yo, I always, but it's times that it's never no time I hated on somebody studying, but it's also been times that I just didn't even like open up the avenue of that. Right. And it had nothing to do with me like against it. It just had something to do with me not even thinking about it. Like that's not in my general work day. It's like study time. Right. So that means I got to be introduced to you as a leader. Like, hey, senior, I'm doing this. I'm working on this qual. Can I study? Like even with ESWAS, like a lot of people was like, yo, you should like do that. Like when it ain't your working hours. That's what people say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, unless I'm lying, Damon. Like,
no, you're spot on.
Like people tell people working at ESWAS. So it says coaching is a learning and development activity and therefore is intended to be accomplished during normal duty hours. Okay. Let's I don't know. I mean, see, I got this thing where I say something that's realistic and people look at me like I'm crazy. But it's like, I don't think a lot of people, I don't think that's flying in a lot of divisions where it should, like I said, let me get off that.
So I mean, it's like people looking at it and being, if you been on sea duty and as a leader on sea duty, this ain't happening. It's automatic. You really, now as a younger sailor, you might be like, oh shit, I'm making use this to get out of something. Let me see what I can do here.
Right.
Let me, but it's just not gonna. It's not gonna work out, man. It's not gonna work out. But I tell you something I saw, man. I went on My Navy HR and I was like, I read a little bit about it, man, and it had this thing on there where I guess people saying a lot of people was talking about this is just like the mentoring program. So they made a little.
They was
thing
killing
about
that
it.
shit on My Navy HR.
Yes.
they was
so they came up with something that was different. They said, I want to see, the difference in mentoring and coaching. I just want to read what they said, what the coaching was, right?
Yeah.
So it says, in coaching, a coach is a role to facilitate self-awareness on behalf of coaching partner and is more of a learn with me approach. The coach is asking open-ended questions, does not have to be a subject matter expert, does not have to be the same rank, rate, specialty, uses active listening, demonstrates empathy, and asks powerful questions to empower the coaching partner. The coaching partner is inspired to take accountability and ownership of their development. Bro, I mean, that is a mentor.
A coach is different.
It is different. I got the coaching point where it's coming to, and I can read the mentor.
I mean, what you read does sound like it does read. I'm not disagreeing with you. Like what you read does read more like a mentor. But from my understanding of a coach is, and like they said, it's specific to what your coaching partner wants. Like a coach is like you say, hey, I want to lose 30 pounds, and your coach helps you lose 30 pounds. Nothing else. Like you can't just only want to lose 30 pounds with your mentor, right? To my understanding, that's what coach is. Like, I want to be better financially. I want to be able to like attract more women when I like do this or do that. A coach specifically helps you in that specific realm to do that specific thing, and that's it, or whatever. Like, let's win the game. Let's win the season. Not like let's win life. Like, and that's what I thought was the difference. But like you said,
it most definitely is a difference. It's several things that you could take different. Like one, mentoring is volunteering. You know what I mean? Mentor is most of the time is a senior person to a junior person.
Yeah,
it's a lot of different things in there that's a difference. But when I read the whole thing,
it's like the same shit. It's like it's going to be like
it's kind of some of the same things that you're trying to accomplish.
I'm going to tell you why it's going to be like the same shit in a second, right? Let me finish. I'm sorry for Christmas.
Go ahead.
I'm going to finish this one part about role of supervisors, right? Supervisors are expected to support the on-duty participation of service members as much as possible, right? So there we go. That as possible part, I highlighted that, like, because as possible, you're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Moreover, supporting service member participation in no way limits the supervisor to schedule work for the service member. There you go. There you go. Right. And I hate to laugh about it, right? Because it might sound like I'm laughing against the member, but I'm laughing just against this idea. Like, who is thinking? This is somebody that's like just thinking about, like, oh, licorice is candy, so it should taste good. It doesn't. It's nasty.
No taste.
I've tasted it.
Taste.
Right? And I'm like one of the people that like it a little bit. Like, but due to the number of seats, commands are limited to nominate no more than 2 personnel per command. I highlighted that because I felt like that was like the volunteer part. Like, due to the limited number of seats, commands are limited to nominate no more than 2 personnel per command. I read that like, yo, y'all better nominate 2 people so we can have enough people to do this shit. Right? That's how I read it. Right? Who knows how it really reads? But like, now, to kind of comment on what you were saying, is this the reason why I think it's going to be more like coaching than anything else. Because people going to go to this school, they're going to get this trainer, right? And then they're going to realize they probably don't got enough time to do whatever it is that really got to get done. And they just going to start mentoring people again, man. Like, just
that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be, man.
That's what I think, man. Like, people go into things with like the greatest of intentions, and then when they like lay everything out, they like, damn, you got to do this. Oh, shit. Like, damn, they got this. Hey, man, come here. Let me tell you.
And then you're gonna get back to your command, and you're gonna send out this great email. Hey, at 0900, I'm gonna meet everybody here, and we're gonna talk about this great program. And then 3 people gonna show up, right? Them 3 people gonna show up, and then only like one of them may be interested in what you got going on, man. I mean, because people got lives after this stuff. No one wants to wait. Okay, what time you gonna do it?
Yeah.
Okay. All that stuff matters, man, because.
And then you're going to be discouraged. And then they want people, like, this is in 31 May. That's in like a couple weeks. And that's starting to be my issue with these things. Like, we got really good intentions. I think we trying to do the same thing, like 8 different ways though, right? That's what I think, like with culture of excellence and all of that. And I haven't really got on my like soapbox about this yet, but I just think we trying to do the same thing a bunch of different ways instead of just trying to like do one thing right. Like, let's just do this one thing right? Because we trying to launch EOSC, right? Expanded Operational Stress Control. This reads a lot like that to me. Like, culture of excellence, everything we got going on there, the more stuff we want CRT to do, all this peer-to-peer stuff. Now, all of this stuff could be the same in the same family, but it's like some of this shit is like overlapping as far as responsibilities. Like you said, the mentorship program, stuff like that. It's almost like it's going to like somebody that don't even know like that these other programs exist. Like, why wasn't the stuff that was in here, like why wasn't this coaching stuff in here, like to refine the mentorship program or whatever that most commands don't. So this is a program that's not mandatory. And then the mentorship program is also not really mandatory. So why wasn't it like, hey, let's just refine this other program that's already not mandatory and let's like make this better or whatever. I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand it. You know, we making things not mandatory, and then we like saying you got 80 some hours of school. I just don't understand none of it, man.
Yeah, and they got a lot of information about it, to tell you the truth, man. You look at it, I mean, they didn't chop this thing up out a million ways. When I look at my Navy HR on it, man, they talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of questions about it. And a lot of them get answered and all that stuff. And yeah.
And that's discouraging too. That's discouraging too. I think like somebody thinking like, oh, we need to put all our ducks in a row before we get this information out, right? I don't think we got to have all our ducks in a row before we get the information out. I think we need our ducks in a row before we start putting out dates to things, like drop dead dates. Like, oh, this got to be done by this time. This got to be, we could like filter out information. Like we could siphon information or whatever like that. But like, I'm going to give you this PowerPoint, this manual, this 278 pages, this. And it's like, and then we got to have all this done by this date. That's discouraging, yo.
I tell you what, man, you know what? I'm not even going to get into that. I was going to say, like, I know that deadline date is like May 13th, man, and I know they've probably been talking about this for a while, but man, it seemed like they should have been hidden little bit harder with this coach.
Right.
Maybe they have.
Who know about it? Like who? That's what I'm saying. Like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting
at
too. Like I think you should have been hitting a little bit harder about the whole
this stuff on Nav admins, bro. Like we still putting this shit on Nav admins, man. Right?
Yeah.
And let's be for real. Let's be for real about this Nav admin stuff. Some people get their Nav admin reads from us. I know that. You know what I'm saying? I'll be talking to people.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that y'all read Nav admins, man. Like, I know it because I wasn't reading every Nav admin. I've learned so much about Nav admins since we started the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even know they had the most frequently pulled Nav admins. And it's about 2 to 3 Nav admins come out damn near a week.
Yeah.
You know?
No doubt.
Like ain't nobody really reading these. These shits ain't even really written. And I don't want to talk too much trash about it. But these don't even really written for like the best kind of like grammatical way that's like always easy to understand. Like it's just not simple. That's why after we do it, we gotta have fact sheets. We gotta do a video. We gotta do all this other stuff because these Nav admins ain't that damn easy for people to understand. We changing a lot, right? So I'm not like dissing this stuff, right? I just think some of these things need upgrades.
Yeah,
some of these things need upgrades.
And yeah, man, we never like programs, man. We really not dissing it. We just want to know more about it. We want to know where it came from. We want to know like why the whys. That's the one thing about us. We want to know the whys, right? So we just want to know the whys, man. So I know someone out there, hopefully someone out there listening to us
knows
the whys.
Yeah. What do we see? Like you said, right? I don't want to cut you off there, right? You said somebody that knows the whys. Because my question is, how do we see this program benefiting? If this program is successful, meaning that over 80% of command, what's success? I don't even know. Like, so number one, what's success for this program? And then number two is, if we see that success, how does that benefit the seller? Right? That's the question, right? Like, how does that benefit the seller? Right? And then my other question is, the bulk of our sellers are on C duty. The bulk of the purpose of being a seller is C duty, right? That's what we do, right? We sell, we sellers, right? We're in the Navy. How can they use this program? Like, how can they implement it? How can they get into it? How can they learn it? How can they execute?
Yeah.
You know, that's my like, and that's a lot of programs. That's not just this program. It's been a few programs we done rolled out. That's the first thing I think about. Like, how they gonna do that out to sea?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. Hopefully we get those answers. If we get those answers, we all in for this Navy coach.
Oh yeah,
we all in.
And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna put it out, and we're gonna be we're gonna be laughing about it. Like, I can't believe we said that. I can't believe we said that, man.
I love being wrong. I love it. But y'all gonna get something a little different with the review this week. We got a guest with us with the review. For Band of Brothers, Marley Dangerous actually joined us. So we definitely appreciate that. I might sound a little different. I was having some technical difficulties when we was recording that portion of the podcast. But that's going to be a good one for the people that actually listen to our reviews. I'm going to go eat some tacos and drink some tequila and not work out on my everyday workout month. 5 days in, but it's Cinco de Mayo. We love you. We love you. We hope you enjoyed us this week.
Yes, indeed, man. Cinco de Mayo. Holla at your boy, Mississippi.